Hi all, welcome back to another art video. Today I'm going to show you yet another watercolor set. As you can see, I have bought quite a lot of art watercolor sets recently. So I'm going to do two things today. The first thing I'm going to do is I'll be swatching these colors for you. By the way, this is a pretty standard set. It's not very pricey. I saw this once again on the Frugal Crafters channel, and this is the swatch chart. It's kind of glued to the lid, which is good. And this thing comes with a plastic palette just as before. And the first thing I noticed about these colors is that they are pretty sticky. I don't know why that is. They stick to your fingers and they are even stickier than the Gansai paint. Anyway, so this is what the colors look like. It's a pretty standard set. It's a budget watercolor set. So let's swatch these colors. Stick with me while I complete the swatch chart. And then what I'm gonna do is I'll be taking out all three watercolor sets that I recently bought. The first one is this, which is called Mozart. And then there's another one that I showed you last week. And then I have the Japanese Gansai paint set. I'm going to do a comparison of all three sets that I recently got. I'll be showing you artworks that I have done using all three sets, and then I will pick my favorite. These three color sets are not in the same budget range. This one and the Chinese one that I showed in a previous week are kind of like in the same range, but the Japanese Gansai paints are expensive. But anyhow, those are three sets that I recently got. I'm new to watercolors, and I kind of feel like it's a very easy medium in terms of the varieties, the choices you have, and the way the paints perform is just water, and it's very easy to clean. And it's not very messy, and the colors are you have a lot of choices in the market for a fairly good price. So that's why I got into watercolors, just because of those conveniences associated with watercolors. Because I got into watercolors recently, I'm constantly in the search for a lookout for a good watercolor set, and I don't think I have got into any of the professional brands yet, like Sennelier. But I have the Winsor and Newton, and the next most expensive sets I have are the Japanese Gansai paints. But then I also wanted to try out the mid-priced watercolors. This set, the Mozart set that you're looking at right now, and then the one that I showed you, Chinese one that I showed you in a previous week. Those are in the same budget range. They are very affordable. So stick with me until this swatch chart is done, which is kind of done now. You can see it covers a very good range of vibrant colors. Oh, by the way, this set has a neon colors and a range of neon. This entire row is neon, and this white I haven't swatched it. And then the row below it is metallic colors. So those are neons and metallics, the last two rows. The rest of the colors are just standard colors. Anyway, it covers a very good range and the colors are very bright. But one thing I noticed right away is that the pigmentation seems to be a little less loaded than I would like it to be, because you can see that some of the swatches are very patchy. There are places where the pigments are not registered on the paper, like this grass green, for example. It has a very silicone kind of feel to it. The colors spread out like really fast. That's a quality about it that I like. It gets dissolved in water so fast. Let's get into the sample artwork. So I'm gonna do a vegetable once again, because the previous in using the Chinese set also I painted vegetables, so I wanted to keep the theme consistent. I'm gonna kind of fast forward, and at the end of this artwork I'll come back to this video. Alright guys, so this is how it all looks. I went through this on top of it using colored pencils just a little bit. Um, it's quite okay, but I had to put a whole lot of layers on top of each other to get it to this level. And even then, I kind of feel like some areas are grainy and patchy. So that's something that I noticed about these watercolors. The pigment loading is a little poor, or maybe the pigment quality is not good enough. It's a budget set, so I wouldn't expect a lot. And these silver lines are painted using metallic colors and neon colors. So that's a very good addition. Although this is a realistic painting, I still could use some of those colors to put some details on it and make it to semi-realism. So this is how the final thing looks. And then next move on to the Japanese Gansai paint set, because I know I haven't drawn a proper artwork using it. So now to do a proper comparison, I kind of thought that I need to do a small sketch, like a small painting using the Gansai paint as well, so that I can do a proper comparison and tell you which one I like the most and why. I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about these Gansai paints in more detail. Maybe this video will come after that. I'm not too sure yet. I'm recording these ahead of time, obviously. Maybe that video will come before this one. So I don't know the order that I'm gonna post these in yet. I haven't decided that. This is a question that I get asked a lot. People ask how I find the time to do YouTube because I'm doing a full time job. So I don't do these every week. Thing is, I have videos recorded ahead of time, a whole lot of videos. So this is how the whole thing looks like. You can see that I have used up the metallics to draw the lines, and this set also comes with 3 metallic colors. I will do a swatch chart of these Gansai paints. As I said before, I don't know whether that video will come before this or after this. Just in case if you didn't see that video yet, it will be coming up very soon. So let's do the comparison now. This is the artwork that you saw a couple of weeks back that I did using this watercolor set. It's a Chinese one and I got it from Amazon.com. It's a very low budget Chinese watercolor set and it comes with I think 48 colors or 36 colors, I think. Yeah, 36 colors. And this is how the artwork looks. This is the brand name. I can't even pronounce it and I'm not gonna even try. So let's go on to the second one. That is the one that you saw that I do today. Which is called Mozart. This is the brand name and this is how the artwork looks. So as I said before, these paints are extremely sticky, even stickier than the Gansai paint. And overall, I feel like the pigments are not properly loaded, kind of. The colors are vibrant enough, but I'm not too sure about the pigment quality and the pigmentation of the paints. Look at this grass green. See, I applied an even layer, but also I thought, but it looks patchy. So that is that. And this one was done using the Japanese Gansai paint. Beautiful packaging. I really like these paints simply because of the packages. They don't spread out as a traditional watercolor would do. These paints are slightly different to the traditional Western watercolors. That quality of these paints is something that I don't like. The fact that it doesn't spread out as much as a Western watercolor does, but most of the other qualities are similar to a traditional watercolor. This set is towards the expensive side, but then you get twice as much paint as in a normal Western watercolor set. You can see that the paint blocks are larger than usual. So this is how that painting looks. These are 3 watercolor sets that I recently got. This is the first one. This is the second one. And this is the third one. Now that I used up all three sets, I can give you a little bit of a verdict that this is the one that I like the most. These colors are the most vibrant and they have a nice range of color variation. They don't have all these metallics and neon colors, but almost all of the colors are usable in any kind of painting. In my previous review, I said that these colors, this is the biggest set they offer, which is not right. They actually offer a bigger set. I like Gansai paint, but Gansai paints are somewhat expensive, so not everybody can probably afford it, and they are not like a typical Western watercolor set. Considering the price and the quality and the color range they offer, and considering all of that, I think this set is the best one out of the three that I recently got. And I have done other artwork using that. For example, this one was done using this set. And as I said before, although you don't get all these metallics and neons and all the fancy colors, almost all of the colors are very usable in a realistic painting. And these were done using the same set, and so are these ones. I like the Chinese set out of all the three that I got. Alright folks, so that is all we have for this week. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again with another art video. Bye bye.